Well, of course, the term behavior modification is used loosely by many people today. It seems to be a term used by anyone who is attempting to do almost anything these days in psychology or education. But really, the term has some specific meaning rather than being used so loosely. It really refers to a set of procedures and principles for altering behavior, and the procedures, principles, and so on are based on empirically derived principles. And I guess the distinction we could make here is that behavior modification really refers to a technology or a set of technologies. It's the applied branch of a more basic science, a behavioral science or behavioral aspect of psychology, much as medicine is the applied aspect of biology, chemistry, and those things combine to permit the practice of medicine. In the same fashion, the practice of behavior modification is built on more fundamental science. Behavior modification itself is not a pure science. It is an applied aspect.
I think one of the emphases in behavior modification that distinguishes it from previous and more traditional approaches to therapy is this emphasis on some observable event in their analysis. That is, oftentimes, for example, in psychoanalytic approaches, individual problems are analyzed in terms of unconscious processes or unconscious responses, if you will, which not only the therapist cannot see or observe, but the individual experiencing them cannot report. And I think that distinction is probably a major one in the difference between these two approaches.
One of the nice things about the behavioral approach, behavior modification approach, is that you can adapt it to a wide range of individual skills. We have entire cottages functioning on a token economy program, and we have entire training classes functioning under a token economy setup with general rules that apply to everybody. We've individualized some specifics within the programs to work on particular weaknesses, but it's basically a reinforcement approach where we will pay in tokens or points for certain types of performance.
Yeah. After all, we sang 2 songs, didn't we?
Yeah.
So 2 songs, I think that's worth 2 tokens, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Everybody 2 tokens.
I do too. Everybody.
It's so nice out today. I guess this is why we feel like singing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't we feel more like singing when it's sunny out and nice?
Yeah.
How is the weather out today?
Warm out. Warm night. Warm. That on the TV last night. It's supposed to be warm. Warm and clear like it's all this week.
You give us the weather report. Tell us what it said, Marigold.
Well, last night when I went upstairs, they said a little cool for down to 50s for 2 nights, and be nice tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
Boy, I hope he's right, don't you?
Oh.
I hope he's right.
It's supposed to get up in the 70s today.
Very good. Did anybody else hear that same weather?
Yeah, I
You did too.
I did too.
Very good. Very good. So we have a nice day today. Now, what's our date today?
I know.
Wait, one at a time. I want you to raise your hands. What's the name of the month we're in?
May.
I didn't see your hand up. Rosemary had her hand up.
May the 3rd.
No.
May the 8th.
Oh, May the 8th. What was the story I read you that everyone liked? When the ugly duckling came out of the egg, he looked
ugly.
I want hands.
Ugly. Ugly.
He looked ugly. Tell me how he looked. When he looked ugly, but how did he look?
Gray.
He was gray?
He wasn't yellow at all.
And what else was he? He was gray and ugly and... He was
Gray.
big, wasn't he?
Big.
He was bigger than the other ducklings, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't look like the other ducklings, did he?
No.
All right, here's the next one. The mother duck wanted to see if he was really a duck, so she...
She put a bit of water in him swim.
One at a time.
In the water.
What'd she do?
Right in the water.
She took him to the water, didn't she?
Yeah.
Why? Why'd she take him to the water?
Straight in the water.
To put him in the water to see what?
How to swim.
If he could swim, right? Like the other ducks. To see if he could swim like the other ducks. This is for Grace. Gracie, tell me all you can about this.
Eraser on it.
Right, it has an eraser,
A point on it.
a point.
So I remember on
Anyone else? Anything else about it? That's very good.
Right letters with it.
Bright letters.
And it's made out of
It's yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah, we forgot the color, didn't we, Grace? It's yellow.
And they got that white thing there. Like this one.
Tina.
There.
White tin, it's like metal. Tin, you're right, Gracie. Very
Made
good.
out of wood.
Kind of long and skinny, too, isn't it?
Made out of wood.
Is it hard or soft?
Hard.
Can't bend it, can we? I'm thinking of something in the room that is blue. Who can tell me
You're
what it
not
is?
her.
No, not that.
I'm her.
What's her name?
Ida.
Ida. Right, Ida has a blue pantsuit on, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Very good, Chloe.
Oh boy.
You like tokens, Chloe?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with your tokens?
What?
What do you do with your tokens?
Keep them.
For what?
Token store.
For the token store, right, to keep them. They go to the token store, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we get tokens in class, isn't it? So you can earn tokens and go to the token store. Bring up your tokens and we'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good, Kathy.
Excuse me.
9. All threes for 9.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Have a good day. Rosemary?
Your coffee.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good. Do you want to do anything with those now? Anything else you want to buy?
How about some fruit?
Some fruit. All right, that's 10 tokens. You want to pay me and then you can get it.
Yeah. We have
I have bananas and oranges.
banana fattening.
Bananas are fattening, so you might want to buy an orange. You can make up your mind. It's 10 tokens.
Yeah.
You ready? You gonna smile? Okay, you want to buy record, Carol? Yeah. Brett, you have your tokens?
With severely and profoundly retarded, tokens are not nearly as reinforcing as edibles, more immediately more immediately accepted reinforcers. Edibles, physical contact, even this verbal approval sometimes has much more effect than tokens with that population.
David, can I have the paper? David, look at me. Put your arm down. David, show me your nose. Good boy. David, look at me. Show me your mouth. Good boy. David, look at me. Show me your eyes. Ah, eyes, good boy. David, look at me. Look at me, David. David, look at me. Show me your ears. Good boy. David, look at me. Shake my hand. Good boy. David, look at me. David, look at me. Go like this. Good boy. David, look at me. David, look at me. David. David, look at me. Go like this. Good boy. David, look at me. Go like this. Good boy.
In Glover Cottage, we work mainly with the severely and profoundly retarded residents. And a major focus in program development in this cottage is on the training of self-help skills. This means we teach residents to dress themselves, bathe and toilet themselves, and to feed themselves. Now, I have a videotape here illustrating a baseline segment of a self-feeding program. And the program itself is developed to teach the resident to feed himself using a spoon without assistance. Okay? The baseline phase refers to a period of time in which we're observing the resident's behavior and measuring it, and it serves as a basis for evaluating the effectiveness of any kind of treatment intervention. All right? Now, the tape was made here in the setting in which Dennis usually eats. We presented him with the foods he was accustomed to having. If you want, I'll start the tape. Under normal conditions, Dennis is fed at the table by a child care aide. For the purposes of the baseline segment, though, we try to get an idea of what Dennis can do by himself so we know how we can best set up the training program. See, Dennis here is finger feeding. This is ice cream that he's eating. We make sure that we have at least one food they like on the tray, so we get them to start eating. And we place a spoon in one of the bowls, which will set the occasion for spoon feeding, should they be capable of performing that response. We look to see if some other things are present, if they have any severe chewing or swallowing difficulties, if they have any severe motor problems, any severe incoordination, spasticity, any handicap of the hands or the arms that would interfere with this training program. We try to determine if they are physically capable of grasping and holding a spoon for a period of several seconds. And we try to determine their dominant hand. And in Dennis's case here, it's the left hand. We also try to note any behaviors occurring which would interfere with our program. These behaviors can range from self-abuse, face slapping, to aggressing toward other people at the table, stealing other people's food, not remaining at their place at the table, throwing their food, throwing their utensils or the food dishes. These behaviors would have to be programmed for before we could start a training program like this. Dennis here has a lot of behaviors that pretty much interfere with attending to the food. He's distractible, there's noise occurring in the dining area, and he's attending to some of that. He's also engaging in some stereotyped behaviors. You can see his arms waving around, and occasionally he'll put his hand in front of his eyes. And this all interferes with attention to the food. Probably the most important thing we try to observe is what feeding skills are present and what feeding skills are absent or poorly performed, and therefore will need training. Dennis will finger feed not only from the bowl, but from the side of the table, from his lap, and from the floor. All of these behaviors will have to be extinguished before we can get him to use a spoon. We can measure some other things from a videotape like this. We can measure the rate of eating, how many bites he takes per time period. We can get some idea of the amount of food that he eats per meal. You see, he's capable of grasping and holding a spoon. He's transferred it from the one bowl to the table. Now, we're working in a different situation here using a tray with plastic divisions in it. And it requires more sophisticated motor movement in terms of being able to fill the spoon. And you see he's doing that pretty well now. We were also teaching him to hold the tray with his right hand. When we started training initially, we had these plastic bowls and they would slide across the tabletop. So we taught him to hold the bowl with his right hand, and we're still continuing that training. Occasionally, when he forgets to hold the tray, the trainer will use a physical prompt, putting his hand over Dennis's hand, putting it on the tray, and then as soon as Dennis cooperates, we remove the prompt. See his hand moved over to the side of the table. The other thing we're doing with Dennis is pairing the word good with each bite of food, so that not only are we praising Dennis for correct eating, but we're trying to condition the word good to have some meaning to Dennis. Initially, good had no more meaning than no, and we're trying to teach him to tell the difference between the two words. Now, when we initially set up the program, we tried to identify those skills a person would have to learn to be able to feed themselves. And we broke these skills down into about 5 to 6 steps. And they started with the trainer putting Dennis through all of the steps except the last step. And this is a procedure termed backward chaining, where we teach the last step first. And the trainer would put his hand over Dennis's hand, ensuring that Dennis would hold on to the spoon. He would assist Dennis in scooping the food and carrying the spoon to his mouth. The first step being releasing the spoon maybe an inch or two from Dennis's mouth. And when the spoon is that close, it's very unlikely the person will drop the spoon or throw it. And this was the case with Dennis. He would then take the food into his mouth from that short distance, and the trainer would re-grasp the spoon as soon as Dennis brought it back from his mouth. Now, on the succeeding steps, the trainer would progressively release his grasp further and further from Dennis's mouth, so that Dennis was required to carry the spoon a further distance each time. The way we broke it down was from that step we went to a point midway between the tray and Dennis's mouth, where the trainer would release his grasp half that distance. Dennis would carry the spoon the rest of the way. And it takes usually about a week to train someone to carry the spoon from the tray itself to their mouth and return it. After that, we have to work on scooping the food, which is a very difficult behavior for the profoundly retarded residents to learn. With practice, Dennis will become better in scooping and eventually will be placed on a maintenance program. And this will involve him eating at a table with other residents with an attendant present to assist them should they run into trouble when scooping or should they revert to finger feeding. We've worked with Dennis about 14 months.
The area of behavior modification has changed tremendously in the last 20 years, and right now the field can be described as a relatively diverse application of experimental psychology, both the methods of experimental psychology and some of the principles of human behavior, to a wide range of everyday problems. And what I mean by a wide range would be everything from the individual level in outpatient psychotherapy, dealing with children at the classroom level, etc., to large groups of individuals, helping individuals interact more positively in industrial situations, working with groups for community kinds of affairs. Not only does it range from the individual to the group kind of thing, but it also can range from complexity in terms of what you're working with.
We use here one aspect or one set of dimensions in behavior modification based primarily on operant learning principles. This is a term coined by B.F. Skinner, and operant fundamentally refers to behavior that operates on the environment. And of course, one of the most fundamental discoveries is that when behavior operates on the environment, people have recognized that people do change the environment, but one of the most fundamental discoveries is that change in the environment feeds back to the individual and changes the person as a result. So depending on what behaviors you emit that operate on the environment, and depending on what changes are registered in the environment, there will be a subsequent change on the individual, the future of that individual's behavior. So we try to take some of those fundamental principles seriously and put them into practice here in the preschool setting. This setting is primarily designed for research in the applications of behavioral principles for an early education setting.
Let's see if we can get him across. Okay, here we go. Very fine.
He's coming
Very
around.
fine. Bethany's turn. It's Bethany's turn, Ben. You'll have her turn in just a second. Bethany, let's go real fast. Get ready. Get ready. Good. Get ready, Beth. Get ready. Good. Get ready, Beth. Get ready. Get ready. Oh, he made it. He made it right across, didn't he?
I did it too.
Oh, wait a minute. No. There's no way you kids can read that. Little kids like you can read? Oh, you're going to have to prove that to me. I can't believe it. I can't believe that. Let's give it a try. When I touch it, you keep on saying it until I touch the next sound. Okay? Here we go. Who can look at the book? Let's see it. Oh, Ben's looking. That's really nice. Very good, Ben. Bethany's watching. Here we go. When I touch it, you say it. Get ready. Get ready. Ben, look at the book. That's a boy. Get ready. Watch the sounds you see. Watch the sounds you see. Get ready. Say it fast.
Not.
What's the word?
Not.
What sound is this? I fooled you. I fooled you. Okay, let's read it. Get ready. Say it fast. Last word on the page. Get ready. Let's start again, gang. Get ready. Say it fast. When you use your eyes, you can. Very good. Ben, that's good working. What can you tell me about the words on this page?
I rhyme. They rhyme.
How do you know they rhyme?
Because there's A.
They all end in the same sound. So we know that the words little e's. We don't say the little e's, do we, Ben?
No.
No, we don't bother with those. That's why they make them small. Okay. Bethany, I just love the way you're singing. Let's get ready. Say it fast. Say it fast. Say it fast. Okay, go Vin and Bethany. I've got tokens for you. That was just so good. Okay, I couldn't hear you, Ben. Here's a token for Beth. For good sitting and good talking. Look at the way Beth can sit. Isn't that beautiful? Say it fast. Next word rhymes with it. Say it fast. We'll see. Let's see how fast we can go.
4. Good, Amy. I like the way you said that. I like it. You're earning those tokens. That's for sitting good. I'm going to use that when you're sitting good. When I touch it, you say it. Share. Good. Share. Share. Amy, that sounds great. That sounds great. You're going to earn a marble today with those tokens. Look at the card. When I touch it, you say it. Dog. That's a dog. Right, that's what he sounds like. When I touch it, you say it. Good girl. I like the way you do that. Okay. This is where you're going to earn some tokens. Say it with me. Over there in the end. You dog. I touch it, you say it. Good, Amy, that's good. You're going to earn that marble. You're going to earn that marble today. When I touch it, you say it. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. That sounds great. Get ready. That's good singing. When I touch it, you say it. Mouth. Good, Amy. One more token for you. One more token for you. You did a good job. Do you want to count them? Should we count them up and see how many earned?
It's pretty tricky to count, isn't it?
You count them with me? Okay. Say with me. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tokens. 12 tokens. What are you going to buy, Amy? Are you going to buy a ball? I hope we have some in the store. 14?
What
Okay,
is
then
that?
you can have pretzels or
thing?
raisins.
What is it?
Raisins. And you can have a sticker. Amy, get in line. Thank you. Adrian, how many does Adrian have? 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, okay, Adrian. You want a pretzel? And you can have a sticker, too.
I got 14.
Whoops. Adrian, your token book's empty. You'll get a new one next week. Good work, kiddo.
I think one of the reasons that some people have been concerned about behavior modification has not only been the public relations or publicity that has been adverse in terms of the impression, but because individuals oftentimes find change a little bit threatening. In previous systems of psychotherapy, the individual was seldom given primary responsibility for changing maladaptive patterns, and in behavior modification, there's very much an emphasis on the individual being capable of making changes which will be conducive to a better life.
Where do we get cotton?
Down in the cotton lands.
In the cotton land? Well, tell us some more, Marigold.
When I was a little bit of baby, my mother rocked me in that cradle, in that old cotton fields back home. When I was a little bit of baby, my mother rocked me in that cradle, in that old cotton fields coming back home.
Oh, very good.
Very good. You know, you've all been so smart, I'm out of tokens. How about that?
Oh,